Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 114 of our Your Next Level Mastermind. And our topic for today is how do you handle difficult prospects? And John Allen, I don't want an answer a bit of 4B2, right? But that's the topic for today. How do you handle difficult prospects? I'll be interested to hear what you have to say about that. In the meantime, for those who are watching the replay, I'd like you to make sure you reach out to each and every one of these very fine people. Underneath this video, you will find their links available for you to not just reach out and connect with them, but also to talk with them. And I want you to realize this, that they may know just the person you are wanting to speak to, or they could be just the person you need to solve the problem you've got, and you haven't had the chance to talk to them yet. So I would definitely strongly encourage you to make sure you reach out to John and Fred and Joy and Carol and Mark and Santa Claus at the South Pole, North Pole, Patrick Kern and Alpha Freeman. Nice to see you, my man. Please make sure you join out to these people and the others who are going to join us soon. Really important that you do that because they give up their time to share their thoughts and expertise to save you falling into the traps that they've done in the past, and at the same time gives you the opportunity to look at them to say, well, I like the look of Fred Gillen. I think I'd like to go and talk to him. Or Carol Davies sounds pretty good to me. Maybe she's a lady I need. By you reaching out to them, this will give you the chance, I'm talking to you people who are watching, the chance to actually meet with some very talented people. Okay. So without any further ado, let's get started. And I'll start with you, Fred Gillen. Alan, by the way, good to see you. Start with you, Fred, followed by Joy Healy.
All right. First cab off the rank. Hi, guys. My name is Fred Gillen. I run a digital agency called More Marketing Ideas. And I help small business owners get seen online, whether that's optimizing their current website, creating a new one, setting up their email campaigns, helping them with SMS campaigns and anything else. And we also run a CRM system, which has got a built-in website builder in it. So if you're looking for a new website on an economical level, then it's probably one of the best ways of getting into it at the moment. So if anybody needs any help in that area, always happy to jump on a call, have a chat, and point you in the right direction. If I can't help you, I will find you. It's me, Fred Gillen, More Marketing Ideas.
Okay, thank you very much, Fred. Joy Healy, followed by John Allen.
Hello, everybody. I'm Joy Healy from Norwich in the United Kingdom. I help people 50 and over supplement their income with an online business if they discover that they haven't made sufficient income plans for a comfortable retirement, or whatever they define that as. What I recommend is for people to have multiple streams of income so that if there's a problem with one, the others will continue. And eventually you can reach the situation where commissions drip in from many different places. My main training program shows how to implement this, and you'll find some of those income streams on the link in the chat. Thanks, Peter.
Thank you very much, Joy. John Allen, followed by Carol Davies.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I'm John D. Allen of Allen Small Business Coaching. I live just outside of the other London, the one without the big bridge and the big clock in Canada. What I do, I specialize in helping business coaches improve their LOR, loss of revenue, meaning that improve the number of leads they sign up as new clients instead of, leaving all that money on the table. This is done through comfortable conversations that create memorable moments for everyone involved. It's a proprietary process and results are incredible. If you're interested, let's have a chat. I don't know if I can help you or not, but we'll have a talk and go from there. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much, John. Carol Davies, followed by Mark Inkster. You are not coming through, Carol.
You need to unmute yourself, Carol.
Unmute.
I am now unmuted. I'm Carol Davies. I live in the other London referenced by my friend John D. Allen, and I'm a success mindset coach. My company is Passion Motivator Coaching, and I work with women entrepreneurs 40 plus who are stressed out and feeling overwhelmed and not knowing really how to get out of it. We meet together to design a personalized plan to figure out what they really want to do in life, how to make their companies more fun and enjoyable, leaving lots of time for friends and family as well as professional activities. And we devise a personalized roadmap for each person. And we've had such fun doing it. I look forward to every session when I have people. So this week, I'm looking forward to meeting anyone who has questions about how they can get out of perhaps what's not the most exciting life or how they feel held back. So if that's you, please contact me.
Thank you very much, Carol. Well said, indeed. Mark Inkster, followed by Jessica Crooks. Good to see you, Jessica. Mark, over to you.
Yeah, I'm from Hamilton, New Zealand, and I'm the founder of the Strangers Group, the Strangers Community, our not-for-profit, and we care about teaching financial knowledge and health knowledge, and we create entrepreneurs and companies and platforms for people to be able to work with us and advertise their products and services on our sites, and we'll help them to grow with their business management company. So yeah, that's what we're doing, and I like to also teach multiple streams of residual income and opportunities. So that's what we're doing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mark. Sounds good to me. Jessica Crooks, so nice to see you, followed by Alpha Freeman.
Hi everyone, good morning. I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. You know, I'm always having these issues where no one is hearing me. It is good to see a lot of familiar faces. It has been a while. What do? I have two streams of business. I am a mindset coach, money mindset coach, where I help persons who are having challenges in terms of saving, developing passive income, and managing debt more than anything else, because a lot of us see money coming in and we have no clue what is happening, why we can't find ourselves at a better place financially. Yeah. So that is one part of my business. And then the second income stream is where I do proofreading, editing, and indexing. So I work a lot with publishers, authors, whether self-published or not, so they can get their books, their papers professionally edited, proofread, and indexed. And I hope I can be of service to anyone who needs any of those services. And hopefully I can connect with others, because I can also benefit from some of the services being offered.
Thank you, Jessica. You are one very talented all-round lady. There's no doubt about you. That's really good. Alpha.
I'm coming in.
Beg your pardon, sorry.
And I'm here in hot Jamaica. This summer is crazy.
Well, that's what Jamaica's all about, isn't it?
It is. Good morning.
Alpha, good to see you. Alpha Freeman, followed by Sherry Bennett, fresh from a Shania Twain concert, I believe. So, Alpha, over to you.
Thank you, Peter. Hi, everyone. My name is Alpha Freeman. I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio, but I'm currently living here in Frankfurt, Germany. I formulate skincare products for women of distinct skin color. Primarily, I do that as research study and research development So currently I'm looking for like-minded thinkers, people who can help me along the research and development process. Most importantly, just building connections along the process, because currently I'm building as I'm going. The other thing that I do is that I'm also a talk show host for the Next Generation Business Talk. A lot of my audience members are from Peter's mastermind group, so I'm looking for new people to interview. Feel free to drop down. I talk about everything from the new generation to the old generation, and just looking for the words of wisdom just to grow and build myself and people around me. My name is Alpha Freeman, coming straight live from Frankfurt, Germany. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alpha. Very well spoken. Sherry Bennett, followed by Brenda Sheldrake. Good to see you.
Hello, everyone. I am Sherry Bennett, and I am the founder and host of an educational podcast called Let's Talk Cannabis with Doctors. I forget what I wanted to talk to you about because I just got out of the car from a Shania Twain concert last night. I'm located in Richmond Hill, Ontario, which is a little bit north of Toronto, but we drove last night to Hamilton, Ontario to see Shania, and she was fantastic. So I'm still in La La Land, right? So happy to be with you all. My name is Sherry Bennett, and my podcast is Let's Talk Cannabis with Doctors. Thank you.
Thank you, Sherry. You're not going to sing us a song?
Thank you, not today, but maybe next week.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sherry. Brenda Sheldrake, good to see you, followed by Alan Edwards.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Brenda Marie Sheldrake in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, and I am the Biz Leads expert. I help entrepreneurs stop wasting time on meetings that don't produce results by showing them how to generate more qualified leads and then convert those leads into prospects and who are willing to hear what you have to say and raving fans who want to tell the world about you. So if you are interested in getting more leads that last and clients that stick, that's what I do.
Sounds pretty good to me, Brenda. Thank you very much indeed. Alan, lovely to see you. Alan Edwards.
Yeah, likewise, Peter. Good to see you. Good to see everyone. I'm Alan. I'm based in Hampshire in the UK, and my business is all about property investment and development in the UK mainly, but also in Europe and also further afield from time to time. So if anyone is interested in getting great returns on investments, then I'm the person to talk to. Cheers, Peter.
You said that with such a non-committal look on your face. It was pretty powerful what you just shared. So please make sure you hear what Alan said and reach out. He's got his, make sure your link's there, Alan, so they can reach out.
Yes, I'll put the link to the website. There's information on the website if anyone is interested to follow up. But good to see you all anyway.
Excellent.
I've missed a couple of weeks. Cheers.
Excellent. Good to see you as well. Patrick Kern, followed by Santa Claus.
Oh, darn it. I want to follow Santa Claus.
All right, then. I can easily fix that for you. Santa Claus, you're next. Followed by Patrick.
Well, as Peter has been alluding to, please reach out to everyone here. And you can reach out to me, too. You don't have to worry about whether you're on the naughty list or the nice list. I'm kind of lenient, so don't worry about that. As Santa, I love spreading the cheer of Christmas and the love of Christmas and the love that's in all our hearts. So what I've decided and what I'm attempting to do is try to make Christmas available all year round via Zoom meetings with Santa. A Zoom, imagine that, a Santa Zoom all year round. 15 or 30-minute Zoom session with private in the center, in the comfort of your own home. So who do you know that has a youngster, a niece, a nephew, a grandchild that could use a mid-year check-in? Oh, even, hey, how about a birthday greeting? Or even, how about this? Hey, great job this month. You got sales up to the top. Oh, unbelievable. I just love talking with people, and I love spreading the cheer of Christmas. And, I work with kids from 1 to 92. So there's no age limits as to who I want to speak with. I want to speak to everyone. And that's another thing that I love to do is I love to help people get together. I've had the experience of bringing people together in engagements. And, you know, do you have that someone special that you want to spend the rest of your life with? Well, hey, why not turn to Santa to help you, give you a little extra strength, a little extra oomph, and make that special proposal ever more special? You know, just reach out. I would love to talk with you and help you with that. And there's nothing more special than finding that, you know, spending the rest of your life with that someone special that you have in your life. Oh gosh, it makes me just, so it fills me with so much energy. So reach out to me. I'm going to put all my contact information in the chat room. Okay, so please reach out to me, and I look forward to speaking with every one of you.
Thank you very much, Santa Claus. And for those who are not sure what Santa Claus's other name is, it's Anthony Pacelli. Okay, Patrick Kern, over to you.
Good morning, everyone. How is everyone today on this beautiful rainy Wednesday here in Franklin, Tennessee? Anyway, my name is Patrick Kern. I'm involved with a great marketing company and affiliate with My Daily Choice, the House of Brands. As we speak right now and talking, they're bringing more brands into their company from other people around the world who can't get going. They look at them, test them, they like them. They got some great brands coming in. The brand is topping the industry right now. It's ageless. It takes the wrinkles out of your eyes. So anyway, I'm looking for some great people who want to join this great company and become an affiliate and make some income. It's pretty simple. It's a turnkey system, and you'll have fun doing it and meet a lot of great people like right here. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. And can I just ask, what is that behind you in the image?
It's a gorilla holding my bike.
Oh, a gorilla.
Yeah, I was riding down through this one town, and I said, hey, that's pretty cool. So I put my bike on next to him.
Right. Yeah, it's huge, right?
And yeah, it is. It's like I forgot the name of that gorilla now.
Godzilla?
King Kong.
King Kong?
Thank you. Yes.
All righty. Thanks, Matty, very much. Before we get on to the topic, I've got apologies from the following people. Yvonne Jones, who is Jessica, like you. She's in Jamaica right now, but she can't make it on the call. Lisa McClellan, who I believe is in London, I think, right now, doing something pretty special. Stephen Henry, Glenda Kroll was trying like mad to make it, and she still might make it, but she's still not here yet. And Janet Pacelli. So we've got those apologies. But now we get to the section where we want to share your thoughts about how do you handle difficult prospects, all right? And those who are watching this, hear what these people have to say, okay? They'll have a range of thoughts to share with you. And it's important that you appreciate that they come from a range of completely different backgrounds. So there's going to be plenty of ideas floating around for you to use in your own way. So for those who are here on the call, if you can go down to the reactions button at the bottom and just increase your, sorry, what do you call it? Lift your arm, or what's the word? Raise your hand.
Raise your hand.
Raise your hand. Okay. If you do that, I'll take you in the order that you are there. My apologies for not knowing all the technical words. All righty. John, you're very hard to beat, mate. You must have been a sprinter in your youth, right? John Allen, how do you handle difficult prospects?
One of the things that I've learned over the years was, I'm not the right person for everyone. And if you're going to have difficulties with the person and you can't work them out when you're talking to them, let that person go. Recommend them to someone else that may be able to help them. Because the one thing I learned, and I learned it the hard way, was when you're trying to deal with people that are difficult and you don't see eye to eye on things, you're going to have a lot of problems. So you're better off to let that person know that, hey, maybe you're not the right one for them, and that you can recommend somebody that may be better for them. You'll save yourself, them, and a ton of grief just by doing that. Thanks, Peter.
Thank you, John. All right. Fred Gillen, what about you, my man? How do you handle difficult prospects? You're muted.
I'm muted. What I said was, I said I smack them around the face and tell them to piss off. But no, I don't actually do that. But what we try and do is try and come to a compromise in a fashion, right? So it really depends on how difficult the people get. If there's obviously no solution, a bit like John, there's no solution and they can't compromise, then they're better off you just part ways. But usually it gets down to communication a lot of the time. Like either they don't understand what you're saying or you don't understand what they're saying. And the one way that I try and resolve those kind of conversations is that I will ask the client, well, what do you think we should do? And then shut up and let them talk and find out. And then sometimes that works because I may have misread the situation completely and misinterpreted it. And that happens a lot if you're communicating via email. Because when you put stuff in email, you can read it differently than when you're actually jumping on a Zoom call. So if I get into a conversation with people, whether it's on Messenger or email or whatever, and it looks like it's going down the wrong path, I'll jump on a Zoom call as quickly as I can to try and resolve it. But not everything's retrievable. So if it's not retrievable, life's too short. You got to move on.
Well said, Fred. That's what I like about you. We know exactly where you stand on things. So that's good. Joy Healy, what about you? How do you handle difficult prospects?
Well, first of all, I will listen carefully and try to uncover their pain points and show testimonials of how the solution I'm recommending can help. But to be honest, I'm with John and Fred. And if somebody's difficult at the start, experience has taught me that they may be difficult ongoing. So I'm as likely to adopt the old networking saying, some will, some won't, so what next? And move on. Life's too short. Thanks, Peter.
Well said, Joy. Well said. Carol Davies, with that smirk on your face there.
I'm trying to smile. Are you being difficult, Peter? Now, do you want we do a role play here? How I'll handle you?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. No. Anyways, what I try to do if I have this is usually in person. I don't do too much through Messenger or DMs. I like to, similar to Fred, get on a Zoom call with people. And if I see it's going down maybe the wrong road, I try to think, well, maybe there's something going on in this person's life right now that I don't know about. And a little bit like Joy said, what are their pain points? And if it looks like it's really going to be a fruitless conversation, often what I'll say is, well, why don't we reschedule and we'll do it at another time, maybe when things are calmer, or can I send you any more information? And if that's not agreeable, then like my other colleagues have said, it's best just to let it go, wish them well. And if I have any recommendations for other people they can try, being a coach, then I will offer that. Try to leave it on like a win-win. Everyone, I don't necessarily get that person, but I always like to see them leave with a solution that's focused for them.
Thank you, Carol. Yeah. In other words, they leave you better off than when they first joined you.
Right.
Good. Brenda, this is right up your alley. How do you handle difficult prospects?
I think I have to echo what a lot of people have said. around the idea that it depends on how difficult they are. I think Fred touched on that. Someone who has objections, I would agree that asking questions to try and get to what the issue really is, that's important. Making sure that they know that they're heard. So reflecting back the things that they say. Also, if there is no solution, if there's no common, so what I'm looking for is common ground. Again, someone else commented on the win-win-win. If all of us aren't winning, then it's not going to be in everybody's best interests. So first of all, it's finding that common ground, that common win subject, and then sometimes there's room for compromise on some areas. And eventually, I agree with John. Not everyone is for me. Not everyone is my person. And so some people are just going to get referred. I'll offer them other options. But one thought that I have for this is, okay, you can actually turn a no into a testimonial if you are open to the person, if you by removing the pressure, by saying, I understand that I'm not right for everyone. I understand that this solution isn't right for everyone. And then offering that other solution, offering them that other referral, they may be willing to say, Brenda she was helpful. Even though she didn't have my solution, she provided a solution, and she was still helpful and still willing to offer the compromises, offer the solutions that I was seeking. And so that can still get you a testimonial.
Yeah, which is turning a negative into a positive, right?
Yes. Thank you. Sorry about that. Internet issues all of a sudden.
That's okay. Thank you very much for sharing. Just before we go any further, I want you to think about this. Why do you think prospects are difficult? Now, I know there are some people who are born simply pains in the butt. Right? We all know that, right? But the vast majority of prospects who come across as perceived as being difficult, just think for a moment, what is it that makes them appear and perceive to be difficult for you? What's missing? What's missing? And that's maybe something you can think about as well. And I'll come back to that. Santa Claus, what about you?
Well,
how do you handle difficult prospects? Or in your case,
well, the difficulty in the clients that I deal with in person in meetings and such, it has to do. The difficulty is intimidation, and I try to work with them, and I work with the kids, and I try to be as cheerful as I can. And if they're going to be unwilling and they fight, sometimes those fights and screams and cries, they make some of the most memorable photography sessions. And look, I have a personal picture with Anne Hathaway's son screaming away, and he's just, for me, it's a fantastic. I'm not supposed to have that picture, but it's a very memorable moment of a kid screaming in my lap. But when kids are reluctant, a lot of it has to do with the intimidation factor. What am I doing here? Why am I here? Who are you? What are you going to do? Are you going to say no? Am I worthy? So I try to be very, very accommodating, and I try to make the kids feel very comfortable, and sometimes, and I let them go, but they come back. That's one thing for sure, is that they do come back because they want what they want, and they're not going to get it unless they tell Santa. So and I think that works with a lot of things, with a lot of other industries as well. Just let them go, and if it's something they really want, they'll come back. And, you know, a lot of it, you know, as I said before, you know, it's the intimidation factor. Oh my God, what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm overwhelmed. And there's a lot of overwhelm with that, with me and what I'm doing. And, you know, and then you know, just to acknowledge that and to, you know, create a comfort zone and, you know, eye contact with someone else there, and you're like with the parents or whatever, and, you know, communications all the way around. And I find that that's sometimes the best thing to do is, you know, let them go. They'll come back, you know, they'll go back in line or whatever it may be, you know, and unlike, you know, one of my favorite movies, Christmas Story. I don't know if we've all seen it or not, but, you know, the main character, he wants a Red Ryder BB gun and he wants it. And that's all he talks about. It's all he dreams about. It's all he thinks about. And when he finally gets to Santa's chair, he goes blank. When Santa says, well, you want a fire engine? Do you want this? Do you want a baseball glove? Do you want this? No. And just as he's leaving, he's ready to, he says, oh, I want a Red Ryder BB gun. And Santa says to him, you'll shoot your eye out, kid. But anyway, there's, but no, the intimidation factor puts everybody in a freeze mode, and they forget why they're there, and they you know, and it's trying to work with that to try to help them become more comfortable and everything. And I always try to give the kids a little bit of a treat or something as they leave, as a thank you and as a reminder that they're okay and they are on the nice list. So everyone here is on the nice list, and if you're listening, you very well might be on the nice list. Reach out and talk to me. I'll tell you. Thank you, Santa. And your point's taken about that. And
I need a new bicycle.
You're on the questionable list there, Patrick. But yes. We'll think about that. One of the reasons why people may be difficult is because they're uncertain about you. Maybe they don't trust you yet. Maybe they're thinking, what's it all about? So uncertainty. There's a lot of unknowns. A lot of unknowns can lead to people to be standoffish, and for most of us here, difficult prospects. If you want to keep it simple, I'm not sure about you, Alan, in your area, commercial real property investment, but difficult prospects, in my mind, are those who aren't prepared to open up to you. It's as simple as that. If they're not prepared to open up to you and tell you what their real issue is, then they are difficult. Fred, what about you? You got your hand back up again.
Yeah, and it's an answer to that question, Pete. I think, like, in my opinion, it gets down to communication, right? The reason that conversations become difficult is because one of the two parties don't understand what's going on. Right? True. They're not actually hearing the story, whatever it might be. Agreed. So I think that's really, you know, if you can get down to what's really irritating somebody or whatever it is, and maybe they just got the wrong message, you know, from the beginning. Yeah. And then suddenly you get to the sales side of it, and they just weren't interested, and they just were never going to be a client anyway because they got the message wrong, and vice versa. You know? So I think it gets down to the initial communication.
I agree with that. You know,
good point. You set up what I agree. Expectations nice and early, and then there should be no confusion.
Right. And of course, confusion. 99.9% of all problems are due to lack of communications.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and lack of communication leads to confusion, and confusion leads to people to stand off, not make a decision, and become difficult. Right. So it all links together when you think about it. Brenda, you got your hand back up again?
I do. It's the confusion. I think sometimes the confusion can stem from the connection not having been established. If you go into your sales pitch too quickly. So when I book initial calls with people, I never go with the intention of presenting them with a sales pitch initially. I go with an intention of getting to know them, getting to know more about who they are, about what their issues are, what their challenges are, what kind of things they're facing, what's important to them. And I do that all through asking questions. And I do all that before I even start to make a sales pitch, because I learned the hard way. If I just go in and say, oh, do you want more leads? I can get you more leads. I can teach you how to get more leads for yourself. I'm not going to get them for you, but I'll teach you how. And it's only going to cost you this much money. If I go in that way, 9 times out of 10, the person's going to go, whoa, hold up. Who are you to think that I even need more leads? I don't want to work with you. And then once that barrier is established, once they see me as a salesman and not as a person, the connection is quite often lost, or it's going to take a long time to regain.
Brenda, the thing that's missing is a word called trust.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, well said. Alan Edwards, I'm looking forward to hearing this.
Hi, Peter. Yeah, I can certainly relate to what you all have been talking about. And I've had a particularly difficult prospect recently. And I'll just share with you it's sort of very frustrating experience. It's a vendor I'm dealing with, and I've been trying to negotiate this property which they're selling for about 9 months now. And I first submitted an offer about 6 months ago, and the vendor decided to go with somebody else. So that was fine. That was their choice. But then more recently, they got back in touch and then started to talk about the offer I'd made 6 months ago. And initially, I kept the offer open. But because they didn't respond, I withdrew the offer. And then a couple of weeks later, they started to talk about, well, could they discuss the offer? Well, there wasn't any offer by that time. But anyway, finally, we got to speak personally, and I interpreted what they wanted. They wouldn't say exactly what they wanted, but I made them 2 offers last week, which I thought gave them exactly what they were looking for in 2 different ways. And surprisingly, there was no response last week. They said they'd make their mind up last week. Then yesterday, the agent called me and said, no, the vendor had decided, no, they didn't want to go with either of those offers. So I'm bemused now about what it is they want, but it is all about communication. And, unless they communicate something to me, which I can actually achieve, then it's difficult for me to do anything. I always try to be constructive and look at different options for people, but if there's not that face-to-face communication, ideally, then it is difficult to get to the bottom of what's going on.
Good point. Good point indeed. Lisa Jackson, good to see you from Nigeria. How do you handle difficult prospects?
Hi, Peter. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Nice to be back after a long time.
It is.
Yeah. When the prospects are difficult, it's more likely they are trying to consider you as an option. Maybe they have somebody they are talking to at the same time they are talking to you. So they're trying to look for the best bet for them. So it's for you to be able to convince them to go with you. You're not just selling a product to them, you're meeting a need for them. And most times that's what I apply, and it works for me. Like when I have a supply to do for a school, like September is our new session, I have to supply uniforms, sportswear, and all those things children wear to school. So by the time I present my sample and my price list, they're like, okay, but this person is doing it at this amount, and it's for me to make them understand why my price is coming at this amount. And when I have to do a follow-up, I call, you tell me, okay, you can call or you can text or you can come back. And sometimes the person you might meet the person at a point where it's like this person is giving.
We've lost your audio, Lisa.
Hello.
There you go. You're back.
Okay. So I said most times it's like when situations like that happen, the client has an alternative that is also looking at the same time is looking at your own. So it's left for you to be able to convince the person that you're not just offering a product, but you're meeting their needs and make them see reason why they should go with you. But sometimes they still prove difficult and it doesn't always go through. But most times I'm able to push through and get the business that I'm asking for. That's how I do. So I keep sending messages, follow-up messages to make sure that until we establish the contract. And that's what works for me most times.
Right.
But not every time. Sometimes.
Okay. And as Brenda said, you're trying to establish some common ground. Okay, that's what it amounts to when you think about it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Jeffrey Veal, nice to see you, mate.
I've been listening to Freddie Fiddler to see what he had to say. Yeah, guys. I'm at a stage of life I don't really care, meaning that it's my way or the highway. Basically, you think about it, you don't buy a blind dog and then pull it around, do you? Right? And if you were having heart surgery, you wouldn't tell the surgeon how to do the operation. You wouldn't tell the dentist how to pull your teeth. So when you hire a professional, and we're all professionals in our own industries, when you hire a professional, the fact they've knocked on your door, I feel they should listen. And if you've got years of experience like most of us have, you can generally tell you've got someone who may or may not be a problem in the future. And unless you're desperate, you just don't take them. You just let them know, Peter, I don't think I'm going to be able to help you. We had an example quite a while ago now. A guy had heard about me. Oh, I heard you're wonderful, blah, 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 and telling me how nice I was. He wanted 24 VAs to ring up dentists all over America. And I told him straight away, pretty much, I can't help you because when you ring a dentist, if he's got his toothbrush in someone's mouth, he's not going to want to take your sales call.
Yeah.
After he takes the gloves off, washes his hands, goes to goes, hi there, this is a sales call. I said, you're on the wrong track. I said, I've got other ways I can help you. He said, oh no, other people have told me they can help me. I said, good luck. Even when you fail, come back and see me. I'll show you an alternate method. So basically, guys, it's my way or the highway. It's pretty simple. That's it.
Thank you, Jeffrey. And I hope you're back Queensland.
Well, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? Good odds.
Patrick Kern, how do you handle difficult prospects?
Yeah, I'm like most of them. I don't handle difficult prospects. You know, when you listen to somebody or you talk them on the phone or eye to eye, you can tell right off. I know I can right off the bat if the guy is going to be a difficult person, the way he talks, the way he acts, the actions he's taken in his body movement. You can tell. And so you kind of listen to him. I kind of listened to him. I said, well, I don't really think I can really help you. You know, they might come up and say, well, why? I said, you're not having a good day right now. I said, let's get back later on when you have a better day. And they went, you're right. You know, a lot of people just, you know, when you go out talking to them, some of them just don't have a good day. You know, I said, yeah, just kind of look at them. I said, if you want to get back to me, keep smiling. We'll talk later about it all. Just keep smiling. I said, you know, life gets better. We'll talk later when you're in a better mood, when you don't have a lot of things on in your mind going on. We need to focus on a couple things. So that's the way basically I handle it. I listen to them. You know, if I can judge people pretty darn good. My sister-in-law told me one time before she passed. She said, you know what's so different about you, Patrick? I said, what's that, Diane? She said, you can judge somebody 98% correct before anybody else can. You have that knack. And she's very right. That's how I just look at people. They're, you know, the body movement will let you know if they're having a good day or not, if they're going to be difficult. That's it.
You know, Patrick, that is really interesting. I mean, body language tells you a whole lot more than any words they're ever going to say. There's no doubt about that. And just today, my daughter and I went shopping because we got a problem with the plumbing here, right? So, and we went shopping to try and get something to clean the pipes out. We walked into this place, and it was the actual physical body movements of this guy who was there coming over to service. He approached us in a way that we were interrupting his day, right? So I immediately became a very difficult prospect. Because it's human nature, isn't it? So quite often people become difficult for us if they are reacting to what we do. So we have to be careful in our own body language, in the words we use, and all those sort of things. Okay. And I, as he walked away, I said to my daughter, "Look at him." Okay. And he was just sort of slopping along, and as if, God, blimey, yeah, this is not going to earn me very much commission. I'm not really interested in helping these people. He was sending all these messages out. And by the time we got to where we're supposed to get to, I was finished with him. Okay. But I had to behave myself because I had my daughter with me, so I just kept my mouth shut. But then I gave her a mouthful on the way home in the car. All right. Anyone else want some thoughts to share about how do you handle difficult prospects before we call it a day? Jessica, do you want to say something?
Well, the only thing I tend to do is I tend to listen, and I strongly believe from experience that everybody is not going to be somebody I can work with. It's as simple as that. So sometimes I will just be very polite and then guide them to another source if possible. It's about it, really.
Okay. Thank you, Jessica. And
You're
Sherry,
welcome.
you've had your share of challenges when it comes to dealing with difficult prospects in the cannabis industry. How do you handle difficult people, difficult prospects?
Well, thank you. Thank you for asking, because it's been a ride, I'll tell you. I really don't have much to add. I agree with what everybody has said, but in my industry, there's a lot of fear and stigma still attached to the word cannabis. So I've had a lot of pushback, and I find it entertaining right now. At first, I don't take anything personally, and I just tend to listen a lot and learn about other people's concerns, and know that it's not about me. It's about how they perceive that word, the dreaded word, cannabis. It's just, it gives me more fuel or more determination to do my education. So I'm looking at it differently right now, and I learn from every single conversation. So I really have nothing else to add, but thank you. Thank you for asking.
Okay. I mean, I wanted to do that because you've had a huge challenge with the very term cannabis, right?
Yeah.
Automatically makes people difficult prospects.
It's just, it's interesting, but it's changing.
Alpha?
Thank you.
Thank you, Sherry.
Thanks for asking, Peter. As a young entrepreneur, currently I'm learning the understanding of no's and that not everyone is right for you. And I think everyone has said some really key points, and I'm just listening here, jotting down notes regarding trust and communication. But most importantly, and I think it's just a human nature thing. In a business world, people are going to like you, they're not going to like you. That's just life in general. What I've learned and I'm continue to learn is just to keep my head up and keep moving forward, whether or not they want to work with me or not. And that's the key component that I stand by. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Alpha. I mean, it's an interesting point you said there, whether they like you or not. I'm not 100% sure whether that's right. by all means, I like to deal with people that I resonate with.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you're dealing with a heart specialist who is a pain in the butt, but he's good at what he does, and he's the best in it, then I'll take him anyway, right? For example, it's got nothing to do with liking him. It's how good he can do his job. When you think about that, right? So many times I will like people but never do business with them. Okay, but at the same time, I can do business with people who I do like, provided I resonate with them. Can you see where I'm getting at, Alpha? Just an extra step,
yeah.
not just the like level. It's actually going to the next level of communication that Fred was talking about earlier, right? It's all about communication. And if you don't have any resonance with somebody, that means there is no communication taking place. That's the point I was trying to make. So, okay, well, any other comments before we call it a day?
Hey, I got one.
Okay, Pat.
Just let everybody know, I'm in Franklin, Tennessee. I am 24 miles away from my final destination to Nashville. I'll be there in about 3 hours. Then from there, next week, I'll probably be in Beckenham, Washington. Because I'm going to box up the bike.
Finally home.
Yeah, I got to go. I got to take care of the bike. The bike needs a lot of repair. That's why I need
Well, it's done 10,000 miles. Is that right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Over 10,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah, that's where I'm at. I'll be boxing up the bike, jumping on a Greyhound, and enjoying sitting doing nothing.
All right, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for your contributions as always. And hopefully you can join me next Wednesday, same time, same channel. Okay. In the meantime, I wish you all the very best of health, happiness, and success in your businesses. And if I can help in any way, please reach out and let me know. Okay. In the meantime,
thank you, everyone. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so
Keep
much.
shining,
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone.
Keep shining.
Thank you.